Good evening. It's September 16th. It's the third Friday of the month, and that means it's time for All You Can Eat Improv with Comedy Flops. I'm your host, Creme Fraiche, and we have a fun show planned for you tonight. We have a couple of new games that you've never seen us play. One of them we played way back in our first year, but never in this format. So it'll be really interesting. So lots of fun stuff tonight in support of our local nonprofit of September, Loaves and Fishes. So if you're in the Ithaca community, you probably know them well. They do amazing work making sure that people don't go hungry. Oh, geez, the boiler room's acting up again. I hear it. So if you are able, we would appreciate it if you would make a small contribution to our link at the bottom of the screen, I think right below me, and help us raise a little bit of money so that people don't go hungry. And we'll keep that fundraiser up until the end of the month. Now, if you've never seen this before, everything we're going to do tonight for you is entirely made up. The games we know, what we're going to play, but how they go is going to be based entirely on suggestions that we get from you, our audience. You can be weird. That's fine. We'll work it right into the game. And the weirder you are, funnier we are, right? And so go for it. We'll ask you to put different things in the chat. And so before I introduce the flops, I'm actually going to ask you to start putting things in the chat that we can name lots of, like, breakfast cereals as an example. Okay, so while I introduce the cast, if you do that, that will help get our first game going. All right, without further ado, it's not quite dark yet, but if you looked up in the sky, I suspect you might see the Moonman.
Yeah.
I know some of you are Marvel fans out there, and some of you are DC fans, right? And we all know that everybody kind of pays Thor some respect, but Thor is nothing without this guy. Let's welcome Wormhammer!
Ting ting.
The 1642 Wimbledon champion and the recent U.S. Open champion. Let's hear it for Joe Lobb.
Ooh, clap, 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 Joe Lobb.
Finish clap.
Come on. There we go. Whoops.
She started a new craze, introducing fitness and animals. Let's welcome Goat Yoga. And finally, the man who is dealing with all sorts of behind-the-scenes technological messes this evening. Let's give it up for Rigamarole. Okay, so how we doing tonight?
Good.
Good? We're all good? Ready to play some games? Do a little improv?
Didn't say that. Said good.
No, okay. Fair enough. Those are two separate things. We're going to play games anyways. The first game we're going to do tonight is called Categories, and this is what we call an elimination game. So as you're watching us, feel free to continue to put topics in the chat that we can name lots of things in. And how it goes is we'll take a topic, we'll go in order, naming something in that category, but inevitably one of us is going to screw up, fail in some miserable way. And when that happens, we're going to whisk them out of the game by yelling,
Die.
right.
Our social security numbers. Oh, sorry, die.
Right, yeah, our social security numbers, that's right. So if you're at home, you should feel free to yell die too. We'll hear it in our minds. All right, first category of the evening is sports, and that's going to Riggy first. Sports.
Disc golf.
Baseball.
Highlight.
Climbing.
Badminton.
Hockey.
Water polo.
Australian rules football.
American rules football.
Inner tube water polo.
Skip the Moon, man. Go Moon.
No, I was fine with that.
Okay. Wormhammer.
Here, let me just fix the order.
Soccer.
Miniature golf.
Ice hockey.
Ski jumping.
Slalom.
Shot put.
Pickleball.
Oh, I skipped Leo. Sorry. Go ahead, Leo.
Pickleball.
Shot put.
Table tennis.
Tetherball.
Javelin.
Running.
Hurdles.
Speed skating.
Bum.
Die.
Die!
Ah.
And we say goodbye to Joe Lobb.
And Moonman for some reason. Bye, Moonman.
He self-selected himself out of it. All right, so we need, let's get a different category here. Let's go with types of candy. So that could be types or brand. And that's to goat yoga.
Milk Duds.
Twizzler.
Hershey.
Reese's peanut butter cups.
Hershey's Kisses.
Three Musketeers.
Nerds.
Milky Way.
Jolly Rancher.
Fun Dip.
Nerds rope.
Snickers.
Baby Bottle Pop.
Sour Patch Kids.
Maybe a bit controversial, but I love myself a payday.
Maybe a bit controversial, but I love myself candy corn.
Sugar Cigarettes.
Ooh.
Lifesavers.
Oh, that's Werther's Originals.
Okay, Granny, Three Musketeers.
Wait a sec. I said
no.
that.
Get him.
Oh,
Die.
die. I
Should've
missed
said
it.
Four Musketeers.
Wait, I said three. You said Three
I
Musketeers?
said it.
Oh, I'm dead.
Yeah, you're dead.
Oh, I thought Ricky was dead. Damn it. Okay. Bye. Die. All right, let's get a new category. Pizza toppings. Pizza toppings. And that's to goat yoga.
Anchovy.
Cheese.
Sauce.
Do I go again? Oh,
Yeah, you're
okay. All right. Corn.
Ranch dressing.
Garlic.
Pepper brownie.
Black olives.
Fresh ground black pepper.
Peppercini.
Onions.
Fresh oregano.
Alfredo.
Tomato sauce.
Oh, specifically. Okay, fresh basil.
Clams.
Peppers.
Prosciutto.
What? Ham.
Pineapple.
Spinach.
Barbecue meat.
Anchovies.
Said anchovies right at the
Die.
Ah,
Goat
no.
yoga did.
Die.
Ah. Ah.
Mercy.
Okay, our next category is movie genres.
Comedy.
All right.
Yep, and it's to let's see, who died? Wormhammer
Comedy.
died.
Comedy.
Horror.
Dramedy.
Vampire fiction.
Horror comedy.
Vampire nonfiction.
Thriller comedy.
Dramedy.
I already said dramedy.
Die. And we say goodbye to goat yoga, and that means Rigamarole is our champion.
I had
Congratulations,
six
Rigamarole.
more. It's six more with comedy in the title.
Go ahead, go.
Historical comedy, vampire comedy, parody comedy, musical comedy. I guess I had four more.
Aha, I see. Okay, well, in that case, it's time for our next game. And the next game is something called Sound Booth Replay. And there are 4 flops that will be in this game, but they're only going to be on 2 at a time in pairs. So the first pair will be Joe Lobb and Goat Yoga. And for this game, these two are going to do a nice two-person scene for us. And while they're doing it, two other flops, in this case, Wormhammer and Rigamarole, are going to watch the scene, but they're going to have their sound off so that they can't hear anything that's actually being said. They can only watch. And then what they're going to do is they're going to recreate the scene as they think they saw it. Okay? So, Wormhammer, are you off?
Yes, I am now gone.
All right, we say goodbye to Wormhammer. Okay, so Joe Lobb and Goat Yoga, are you ready for your inspiration?
We are.
Your scene is about sports. Let's see it.
Sports. I'm so sorry you broke your arm. Which part?
Well, how do you, yeah, that's a good question, because it's not really looking like an arm anymore. So I guess the whole thing looking more like a curled up chicken nugget.
Oh, that sounds bad. I gotta tell you, this thing that I got playing, you won't believe this, ping pong.
Come on.
No, I wish. I went for a long shot and I made the shot.
Yeah.
As I made the shot, I heard something go snap.
No.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. They heard me
And
3 tables away.
And it wasn't the sound of the paddle hitting the ball.
Nope. Nope. Sound of the old bone going crack.
Crack in half.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really, man, I wish I had a story like that. I was just, my friends and I are trying to start a competitive anchovy mini golf league.
But
And
of course.
it's just been brutal. I mean, these fish are just so small and they don't have much in way of fins. So getting them to access a club, however small, has just been, it's been a train wreck. And that's just kind of, I don't know, I got too into it. I tried to attach the fin to the club and I just went arm first into the anchovies, and unfortunately there were some piranhas in there too. So
Oh, well, that's brutal.
yeah.
You can always eat them, right, for punishment? Don't the others get scared off if you were to do that?
Yeah.
I mean, I would.
I do try to eat them, but you know, the thing with the anchovies with their tiny little fins is they've got slithery little bodies. So even though their fins are tiny, they can slither across. And that's what made me think that they'd be good mini golf players, because if the combination of the swimming and the slithering with the little putts, I thought would make for a fantastic show.
You know, it probably would. Maybe you need to reconsider your format. I don't know. This is something totally outside the realm of my experience, but maybe if you just, I don't know, jigger a few things around and maybe have them do it on ice, so it's sort of a form of hockey.
Oh yeah, yeah. I could see that. Would the anchovies be alive or dead for that?
Absolutely.
Or they could be frozen. They could be in tiny pools with like some sort of a protective barrier, then surrounded by a layer of ice, so they're alive.
I like it.
Swimming inside of a mini ice cube.
Wow.
And then you would put the whole anchovy as the ball. Is that what you were thinking?
That is going to make you $1 million.
Yeah.
You may have a wonky arm, but you'll be rich.
Right.
And scene. Okay, now we're going to welcome onto the screen Wormhammer and Rigamarole, who are going to recreate that scene based on what it is they think they saw.
There we go.
And Wormhammer, you'll need your volume on. There you go.
How's it going, man? It's a pleasure to meet you. How about I just, let's shake it, man.
Yeah, let's go ahead and shake. Yeah.
Nah, nice. That's how we do it in my culture.
Oh, great. Thanks for coming to Sports Injury Story Hour. Looks like it's just gonna be the two of us today. So if you want to go ahead and start and talk about your sports injury, then and we could go back and forth discussing it, and maybe someone will come in and we'll have them talk too.
That sounds great. Is that a piece of? I just want to get my water.
Oh yeah.
Bring it over here.
Go ahead. Go right ahead.
That's better. So my sports injury basically happened when I was playing lacrosse. Guy comes in, shoots it, and his stick just kind of right on the arm and bends it the wrong way.
Oh goodness, that's rough. Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
Well, if you wouldn't mind me saying, I had something similar happen to me involving a group of ducks who waddled in during one of my jet ski sessions, and I just happened to be, paddling around on my jet ski when this big old duck, big old duck, just about that shape, just waddles out in front of the jet ski.
That's never good. Yeah, I mean,
you can imagine just.
We've had gooses like that come onto the lacrosse field before. Walking Canadian goose, that is, and they're not friendly.
Yeah, they just go like this.
Exactly like that. Couldn't agree more.
And I can't tell you how many feathers I had to pick out of my mouth. Just
Oh, you're complaining about feathers. I'm telling you about the amount of poop we're shoveling out of this field from the geese.
Oh, what I like to do with the poop is I like to take that poop and I like to put it in a coop that's shaped a bit like this, and you could put the poop in a coop and just shovel it right in.
Scoop the poop into the coop.
Scoop your poop into the coop. Shut the door.
That's good. I mean, lacrosse fields are kind of another problem that we usually have from the geese is they're eating all the grass, and you can't really get your footing right, and you slip.
Yeah, no, I can't. Well, it really looks like no one else is coming. Do you have any other? I mean, I got the goose and the.
I mean,
coop.
yeah. One time, there was geese, and you just had to grab them both by the necks and just start, getting them, and you're just so angry at the geese.
Yeah, get them.
Just like that.
Well, maybe you could take that energy and help me pick up the chairs, because I was expecting a lot more people to be coming in here today, and it just turned out to be us two. So
Okay.
Someone's gonna have to put these chairs back.
Let's do it. Here we go. Let's go. I'm getting this one on the legs. And 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Good.
And scene. So what do you think was going on in the scene you saw?
Exactly what we just did.
Yeah.
True. You nailed it. It was uncanny. If I didn't know better, I would have thought that you were listening. But
Yep.
but yeah. Particularly the part about the poop in the coop. I mean, that was kind of coincidental, Riggy.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. All right. We're ready for our next game. And our next game is for, Rigamarole again, and the Moonman this time. And they're going to play a two-person scene called Pardon. And how this game works is they're going to do a scene based on a suggestion, and the suggestion to inform your scene, gentlemen, is olives. And what they're going to do is they're going to do a scene about olives. And at any point, one of them can decide to, screw with the other one by saying, pardon? And the flop who just spoke has to come up with something different that rhymes. Right? So let's see that game. Your suggestion is olives.
I can't believe how many people they have auditioning as olives for the new Popeye movie.
Yeah. And I can't believe that I wore my black shirt thinking that this was a musical and that this was an Olive music number.
Ooh, that was a bad mistake.
Yeah. Well, do you think I could maybe go for a different part? I don't think I compete with all these ladies. They brought out some good talent.
Pardon?
I don't think I could compete with all these ladies. It's there's so many of those. I'm almost losing my balance.
Well, maybe it would help you to warm up.
Okay.
I mean, I find singing a little helps warm you up.
All right. Yeah. Well, what sort of musical? You give me a little taste of a musical exercise, and then I'll do a little musical exercise. I'm not really all that good at that. So, what do you got? What do you got?
All right. Usually, I want to get full body in this, so sometimes I go through my daily tasks. I am going to the grocery store.
Pardon?
I wonder who is knocking at the door.
Okay, and I pick it up from there. I'm walking over to the door and I try to turn the knob.
Yeah, exactly like that. And there's someone on the other side.
And I'm getting nervous inside.
Pardon?
And I'm feeling just a little bit snide.
So I go outside.
And I see
someone other than me.
On the other side of the door. Ba-da-da-da. Pardon? Okay, that's good. That's good. I don't know how you feel, but maybe we should read the sides that I brought. I did have some sides. We can try to here's yours and you and I can you and I can go back and forth. Do you want to be Popeye or you want to be Olive?
I'll be Olive.
You'll be Olive. Okay. So obviously I have the first line. So I'll come in. I'll come in as Popeye and then okay. Well, blow me down, olive oil.
Oh, Popeye, you're back again.
That's right. I haven't practiced. I sound like Allah says the pirate version of Popeye, but okay. That's right. Looking to score me some spinach.
Pardon?
Looking to find my wimage. Glug, 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 glug.
Oh, Popeye, you have such a drinking problem. It was bad enough having the cans of spinach everywhere, but this, you've gone too far.
They're really going for a dark reboot for Popeye here.
Yeah, I know. Why can't they just stick with the originals?
Yeah, where's Brutus? Is Brutus the good guy in this version of Popeye?
And that the guy that likes the hamburgers.
Oh, he's in it. He's in it. Check page 4.
Pardon?
He's in it. He's in it. And oh my gosh, they gave him so much more.
Oh, it's about time. He's one of my favorites.
Pardon?
Oh, he's on my playlist.
Oh yeah, I love that remix they did with him, where it just goes whoa 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 whoa. I gladly pay you whoa 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 Tuesday for a hamburger day.
Pardon?
I'd rather gladly pay you Tuesday for a hamburger on Monday.
You know what? We should get out of here. I'm in the mood for a club.
Yeah, I think so too. And maybe we can hit up the reboot of Yogi Bear. And I'm thinking on Boo Boo.
There we go. That sounds right. Let's get it.
Let's go get us a picnic basket.
And
Not
scene.
your average bear.
Woo!
I like the music in it. All right. Nice job, gentlemen. Solid Popeye, Riggy. Popeye's not easy. So, okay, our next game is a three-person. If you know what I mean. It's a three-person scene for Joe Lobb, Wormhammer, and the Moonman. This is a new game. You haven't seen us play this one. This game we're calling Broken Record. And how it works in this three-person scene, one of them, in this case, Joe Lobb, is going to start the scene being able to say anything he wants to say. The Moonman and Wormhammer, however, are limited to just 2 phrases each that they have to figure out kind of how to work in. So I'm going to give them their phrases. Joe Lobb will also get 2 phrases because at some point in the game, I'm going to say pivot, and the Moonman or Leo or Wormhammer will take over, being able to talk freely, right? And Joe Lobb will have just 2 lines. It's a hot mess. You'll love it. So, Moonman, here are your 2 lines. Your first line, stick that frying pan back on the burner. And your second line, if you're ready.
Oh, one sec.
Yep. Stick that frying pan back on the burner.
All right.
And your second line is, what an odd time to join. So those are your 2 lines.
Alrighty, I'm good.
All right, Wormhammer, you ready for your lines?
Yes.
Okay, your lines are, check the tag on your underwear before you sit down. That's your first line.
Okay.
And your second line is, open the can and smell the beans.
Dang, I'm just demanding people.
Yes, you
That's
are.
good.
All right, Joe Lobb, for when we pivot you in, your first line is, that's a lot of hot grease.
Eh?
And your second line is, I like to lick rust.
How did you know?
We can tell. It's the orange tongue. All right, so that is your scene, and to give you something to inspire your scene, let's go with the weather.
Oh, weather. Hi guys, how you doing?
Stick that frying pan back on the burner.
Open the cans and smell the beans.
Oh, barbecuing is so great. But you know, we're coming to the end of the barbecue season.
Yeah, what an odd time to join.
Yeah, I know. So do you have any replacements for a fall sport that's like barbecuing? Maybe barbecuing indoors?
Stick that frying pan back on the burner.
Yeah, sure, that'll work. Got some anchovies right here. You like anchovies? Fried anchovies?
What an odd time to join.
Open the can and smell the beans.
Okay, yeah, beans and anchovies might be the greatest combo. I don't know. These smell kind of funky. I'm gonna open another can.
Stick that pan back on the burner.
Yeah, oh my God, yeah, okay, they're starting to cool down. Let me add the beans and the anchovies.
Check the tag on your underwear before you sit down.
I probably should do that, not just now, but every single time I sit down. I think
Pivot.
against removing those.
Yes.
Pivot.
You really should. I've been doing it my whole life. Like even just, brief moment. Oh, gotta check it. Yep. Oh, good. Just like that. I think everyone should do that.
What an odd time to join.
Well, it's not really, it's better late than never,
That's a lot of hot grease.
Oh, yeah. Here, let me take over on the barbecue over here. Yeah, jeez, it is.
Yeah, stick that frying pan back on the burner.
Yeah, I think I will. All right.
I like to lick rust.
Oh, yeah, well, that's good. We have I mean, this is a pretty old grill here. If you're in the business for rust.
I like to lick rust.
What an odd time to join.
Yeah, wouldn't want to be anyone joining right now. Oh, he's really doing it. Wow.
That's
okay.
a lot of hot grease.
Yeah, maybe not put that on here. That's gonna burn his tongue, don't you think?
Stick that frying pan back on the burner.
I like to lick hot grease.
Oh no. Okay. Does anyone have a fire extinguisher? We're gonna need that. Okay. Open up.
Pivot.
Well, I mean, that can't taste all that great either.
Open
That's
up
a
the
lot of
can.
hot grease.
Smell the beans.
Yeah.
Mm.
Your breath does smell like burnt beans now. I think maybe you should see a doctor.
Check the tag on your underwear before you sit down.
I like to lick rust.
Well, he can lick just about anything now. I doubt you'll taste it anymore.
Open up the can, smell the beans.
Yeah. Smell anything. Is it put off your nose? It's just take a whiff.
That's a lot of hot grease.
Well, yeah, but it's got sauce in it. It smells like something. I mean,
Lick rust.
I
Check.
just try licking that brick over there.
Yeah.
Check the-
Rust.
Check the tag on your underwear before you sit down.
Yeah, check the tag on your tongue. Some of it came off.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need a car. We got to get this guy to the hospital.
And scene. All right, that's broken record. And Mrs. Gumby made a good suggestion. What we should say instead of pivot is scratch the record. So we'll incorporate that into the next time we play it. But nice job for the inaugural version of Broken Record.
That
Well
was
done.
that was great when Zoe joined and you said, "What an odd time to join."
I know, that was great. Zooming in from California, we have Zoe. Yes, yes. All right, our next game is called Different Realities, and this is a two-person scene. This one is for Goat Yoga and Rigamarole. And how this game is played, they're going to do a typical two-person scene for you, but there's going to be one really, really key thing about it, and that's that each of them is in a very different situation or error. And so in the chat, I asked people to give us time periods, and I'm going to let each flop know what their time period is, but not the others, right? And so, yep, you go ahead, thank you. Okay, Goat Yoga, are you, you can hear me?
I can.
Okay. Your time period is the Great Depression.
Okay.
Okay. All right, so now you have to turn off your sound for a minute. All right, Riggy, are you ready for your time period? Your time period is the 80s. Okay.
I'm just the time period. There's nothing else.
Right.
All right.
You can do anything you want with it. Okay. And to inspire your scene, we're going to go with pizza toppings. Inspire your scene as pizza toppings. So let's see that scene.
Boom. I'm ready.
Golly, sure am I. What a treat. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking first we get coins, then we we hit the games, then we get some pizza.
Oh my gosh. I would love games. Okay. I'll go get the coins. Hold on. I've got some in my box over here. Here we go. This one's a bottle cap, and this one's a wood scrap I found down by the yard. Now we can take them over to our little pizza parlor, and maybe we can get some wood shaving.
That's great, but I'm gonna take mine, and I'm gonna go play some. Games. You could have fun with wood shaving or whatever, but.
What games? I want to play. I mean, I'm already playing. We've got our tokens, right?
There's a new one that doesn't use a joystick. It's got a car wheel on it.
What's a joystick?
It's the thing. You go click, 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 click. Yeah, there's the buttons and the click, 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 and then you move the, like.
Are you talking about the crank that you put into this? I've only seen it in the Macy's department store window, Marshall Fields, but you just put the crank into the box and then a little thing pops out. Is that what a joystick is?
A crank, a handle, whatever you want to call it. It's what you move the character with,
Okay. Okay, yeah. Let's do that. But I'm really hungry though. If you're not up for wood shavings, I don't think we've got any more ration cards, so I don't know how we're gonna
take some of these. Take some of these.
Okay. Oh.
They
wow.
take the coins up at the counter too. Take those up to the counter, and you can grab candy. Grab some gummy bears. Grab some gummy worms. Doesn't matter. They got pizza too, and they accept the coins at the counter.
I've never heard of a gummy. Is this sugar?
Could be.
The last time I had a sugar cube was 4 years ago, and that was the best day of my life. So okay, I'm gonna go and get that now.
Just be careful, because Marcus had braces when he put a shoot on something. Oh man, they had to take the whole headset off.
Braces. Oh my gosh. Oh, well, you straighten. Yeah. My buddy did that. He took some hot coals, put them up near his cheeks, looked like a dang hamster. And then when everything got nice and soft, he just kind of repositioned it all. But anyways, I got it. Look at these things. They look delicious.
Yeah. What is that?
This one looks like a rat, but apparently it's edible and it's sweet. I think it's kind of stretchy. It might be. You ever see one of these?
No, let me give it a try. What should it taste like?
I don't know. I've only seen real rats. I share a bed with them.
Huh. Yeah, I'm gonna stick to sour gummy worms, I think.
Okay. Wow.
And scene. All right. So in the moment of truth here, I'm about to have a big ass cat fight right here in my living room. That's always fun. That's what happens when you introduce a kitten into the house of established cats. But anyway, goat yoga. What do you think Riggy's reality was? What time frame or reality was Riggy in?
Like the 90s?
Oh.
Ooh, very close.
That would have been
close.
a good guess. But the
That was an excellent
did
guess.
hit hard in the 90s. It was the late 80s that the whole console hit. So it was the 1980s.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Arcade cabinets.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. That's good though. That's a good guess.
Mhm.
Rigamarole, what reality or time frame do you think goat yoga was in?
Department store is a wide range of time periods.
Right.
Chewing on wood chips.
Mm.
Does it lead me to think that we could have been later than the 1910s?
No, it was a little bit later than
It
that.
could have been in the
Ration.
1930s if we were.
Yeah!
thinking that we
There
couldn't
you
afford it.
go.
Okay.
Ration
Yep.
card, haven't had a sugar cube in 4 years.
That was a great comment. I loved that comment.
Ration card, yes.
That cracked me
1930s,
up.
Yeah, that makes
Yep,
sense.
yep. He was living in the Great Depression. I loved what's a joystick too. All right, very good. So we have one more game in our first set tonight, and this game is called Last Flop Standing. And so I need all the cast on the screen, and we welcome Zoe as well. And hey,
Canned lady.
the canned lady. And so for this game, we're going to take a ridiculous topic and we're going to debate it. And what I need from you, our audience, is something ridiculous that you would love to hear us debate. And while you do send your suggestions over the chat, I'm going to set a timer. This game takes place in 4 minutes. We'll pick a flop to start. At any point, another flop can clap in to be recognized. They will briefly, and flops again, I want to really emphasize the point briefly, 2, 3, 4, 5 objection words at the most, and I'll rule on your point. If I rule in your favor, you're in. If I rule against you, the person talking holds the floor. Last flop standing at the end of 4 minutes is the winner. Simple as that. All right, I have got the stopwatch. Actually, the stopwatch had 4 minutes on it, probably from the last time we played this. So let's see if we have any suggestions. Oh, we've stumped them with topics. All right, well, you know what? I have a topic that you haven't heard. And so the topic I would like to hear you debate tonight is simply this. The Protestant Reformation was neither Protestant nor a Reformation. And we're going to start with the Moonman.
Well, I mean, first off, for it to have been a Reformation, something would have had to have changed. I mean, there was a lot of debating, a lot of chat back and forth, but there were never any real gains. I mean, it's a common thread with the Protestants over time.
Go Yoga.
Yeah, no real gains. I mean, have you forgotten about the woodchuck liberation movement?
He has. Go.
Okay, that was the most prolific experience of rodent freedom this country has ever seen. I mean, the sheer number, the volume of groundhogs that came out of hiding after this.
Wormhammer.
Things change.
That's true. Things do change.
So a lot of things have changed in history. I mean, like, I got a xylophone today that changed. So I don't see why, like, everything else couldn't change. Whether it's good or bad.
Rigamarole.
Nothing ever changes.
In the big picture, you're right. It really doesn't. Go.
If we're talking about whether or not groundhogs get freedom, or if we're talking about the Protestant Reformation, nothing changes. I mean, when we're talking about the church, the Anglican Church versus the Catholic Church, if you just take the Catholic Church had the Pope and the Anglican Church had the King, and what's even the difference between the two of them? Am I right? One of them's a figurehead, the other one's a figurehead.
Pope has a better hat.
The Pope does have a better hat.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to top that tiara look. People try with jewels and all sorts of things set in the circle, but they don't make it. I mean, it just doesn't have that aura of divinity about it.
Canned lady.
Going towards the topic of if things change or not, I mean, I think we can all nod to physics and notice that entropy is always happening, and everything is in a constant state of flux, and so it has to have happened. And
Canned lady, technically you're right, but physics, we're not smart enough for physics. Lobb, keep going.
Yeah, I'd like to address that point. The oceans are pretty much where the oceans were a few hundred years ago. I mean, some fluctuation from one border to another, but basically the water is down and the air is up. If the water were up and the air were down, now that would be a big change.
Ah, interesting. Rigamarole.
This isn't fair. The rest of us are too young to know where the oceans used to be.
That's true.
Just because Joe Lobb happened to be there hundreds of years ago when the oceans were there and the rest of us were only born in the last century, that's not right. He can't use that against us. We got to play on equal playing fields for this.
Okay, Wormhammer.
No, Joe Lobb is actually right. The oceans haven't been rising because I've actually been drinking it every time it rises.
Look, you have amazing bladder capacity, but you can't drink that much water. Keep going, Riggy.
Yeah, I would like to know for a fact who else was born after 1747, because that are the only people that could be involved in this debate.
And lady.
I don't mind ageism.
I was just agreeing with the fact that I feel attacked for not being born more than 3 centuries ago when the oceans were where they were.
That's true. You were. Go.
And so I agree with the points mentioned that it is certainly bizarre to try to point to evidence that we can't prove or disprove.
Wormhammer.
So I'm thinking like that. No, okay, you're right. I was not drinking the oceans, but I was refreezing the ice.
No.
Oh.
Goat yoga.
I'm just really disturbed that you're trying to take credit for the work of these humble groundhogs.
He
I
is.
mean, that
He is.
you-
I heard it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that you think that you could be responsible for drinking that much ocean water compared to the militia of millions of groundhogs around the
Riggy.
world.
I think the problem is we don't have enough human savior narratives in our history.
That's true.
If you look back on history, we're always giving too much credit to downtrodden little animals and not giving us credit to us big, powerful,
Lobb.
strong humans.
I've tasted groundhog flesh, and it is saltier than you would believe.
That's true.
So we are giving credit where credit is due. I mean, it's the ground.
Hey, but Joe Lobb wins. Joe Lobb wins on groundhogs being salty. Nicely argued, everyone. And that brings us to what we call halftime. This is where we take a brief, maximum 5-minute break. And we invite you to do the same. Come back with your favorite beverage. We're even funnier when you've had a few of those. And for our first game of the second set.
I like milk. Somebody milk, so come back.
There you go.
Pop a lactate while you're at it.
What is he on about? So for our first game in the second set, we need you to send us in the chat lots of objects for the first game of the second set. We're going to take a brief 5-minute break. This is an excellent time to make a small donation or a large donation to our fundraiser for Loaves and Fishes. They do excellent work in our community. Let's show them some love, and we'll be back in 5 minutes. And we're back. We're back and we are ready with a hot second set for you. We're going to start with a crowd pleaser. And we need some things to fuel this game, though. We need you in the chat to give us lots and lots of objects. I'll pick one out of the air if I need to, but it's always better when it comes from you. And here they come. Good, 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 good. So the game we're going to play is Sex with Me. And this game goes like this. Sex with me is like a blank, and that will be whatever object we choose from your suggestions, and then we'll tell you why that's true. All right, so that is the game we're going to play, and Mrs. Gumby's killing it with suggestions, but I know there are others of you out there also with suggestions, so let's see what you have to say. All right, well, let's get it started. Oh, this is a good one. Chicken bones. Sex with me is like a chicken bone. Let's see what you got. Joe Lobb.
Sex with me is like a chicken bone. Be careful, you get it stuck in your throat.
Sex with me is like a chicken bone, and about the same size. Joe Lobb.
Sex with me is like a chicken bone. There's a little bit that's pleasant, and then after that, it's useless.
Moonman.
Sex with me is like a chicken bone. Owl.
Cam Lady.
Sex with me is like a chicken bone. When it starts to splinter, it's time to move on to other things.
All right, let's pick another one. How about, Riggy, go ahead.
Oh, it's okay. Sex with me is a chicken bone. Put a bunch of us in a pot. We got a stew going.
There you go. Okay, how about erasers? Joe Lobb.
Sex with me is like an eraser. There's rubber involved.
Goat Yoga.
Sex with me is like an eraser. There's not a mistake you can't fix.
Ricky, did I see your hand, sir?
It was the same line as Goat Yoga's. It was
Okay.
Sex with me is like an eraser, there to try to make you forget your mistakes.
That's better. Like that.
Wormhammer.
Sex with me is like an eraser. You know it's a mistake.
Goat Yoga.
Sex with me is like an eraser. Rub it too hard and you're covered in little shards.
Why? Don't even want to speculate on what you've been doing. Moonman.
Sex with me is like an eraser on the end of a stubby little pencil.
Ricky.
Again, it was very much like Moonman. Sex with me is like an eraser. You could get it separate, but you're gonna want the pencil.
All right, let's go with glass of milk.
I just want to say this is much harder when you know your parents are watching. Hi, Mom!
I assume
Make
my
it-
parents are always watching.
Right. Glass of milk. Yeah, Joe Lobb.
Sex with me is like a glass of milk. You end up with this gummy film in your mouth.
What?
Sex with me is like a glass of milk. You may end up with a mustache. Goat Yoga.
Sex with me is like a glass of milk. It'll leave you running to the bathroom.
Wormhammer.
Sex with me is like a glass of milk. It goes bad fast.
Rigamarole.
Sex with me is like a like a glass of milk. The show is better after you've had 3 of them.
All right, let's see. Rigamarole for
Sex with me is like a
repeat.
glass of milk. You're gonna want to take a lactate before.
Wormhammer.
Sex with me is like a glass of milk. You could just get it from your mom.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
oh no, he went like this before. He went, I know I shouldn't say it.
I know I shouldn't say it. Mom's watching.
Yeah.
I'm probably grounded. Oh my. Let's Zoe, canned lady.
Sex with me is like a glass of milk. You know, they say you've got to do it for the cows. It hurts them otherwise.
Oh no! Oh no!
It's getting quickly dark here.
That's kinda weird.
So you can eat improv. All right, let's go with let's see, pillows. Pillows. Sex with me is like a pillow. It goes better when you have a good fluffer. And Joe Lobb.
Sex with me is like a pillow. It starts out on the bed and ends up on the floor.
Anyone? Bueller? Goat yoga.
Sex with me is like a pillow. After a while, it gets all these mysterious stains on it, and there's no way to know where they came from or how to get them off.
Canned lady.
Sex with me is like a pillow. Pretty expensive to buy, but like impossible to sell.
And that's sex with me.
That's good.
Very well done, team. Very well done indeed. Our next game is a 3-character panel. And so this is an audience participation game, and I'll explain in a minute. This is a game for the Canned Lady, Wormhammer, and Joe Lobb. And each of these folks is going to become a character right before your very eyes. So they're thinking about it right now. What do I want my character to be? And in a moment, I'll have them introduce themselves to you, and you'll have the opportunity in the chat to post questions for them, things you'd like to have them address. Could be anything at all. Could be more about their backstory. It could be current events. It could be advice, anything you want. And flops who aren't in this game, I invite you also to ask our characters questions, of course, as well. And so to get this started, is everyone ready? You've kind of got your thing forming in your brain. Excellent, excellent. And I'll facilitate. So I'm going to ask each of our panelists here. First, welcome. We're so happy to have you here. And I'm just going to ask you to please just introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about you. And you, sir, with the beard. Why don't we start with you?
Yeah, okay. My name's Phil Grossman. I'm an influencer. I'm a bad influencer. I'm the one your mother warned you about, and I have 6 followers.
All right. Excellent, excellent. And how about you with the long hair?
Hey, my name is Elf of a Strange Love. I live down your corner, and I make potions for a variety of different purposes, and I serve the needs of the community in that way.
Hey, well, very, very good. Nice to have you here. And you wearing the headphones. I guess you're listening to music or something. I don't know.
Nope. My name is Jerry Big Sales, and I'm a salesman. I got all the things you need. Just call.
Well, I'm kind of intrigued by that. Wonderful, wonderful. Well, I know our audience would love to hear more about you and your story and any wisdom or advice you might like to share with them. And so I'll open that up both to our studio audience right here with us, as well as the audience streaming us remotely. So do any of our studio audience have a question for our panel here?
Yes.
Come on, I live by answering questions.
Yes. Hello. I was advertised this as a career development panel, and I'm sort of curious about. Each of you seem to be very successful in your fields. I mean, 6 followers. Wow. And if you could just speak to what's the main thing you say your success is based on? You know, where does your success come from? Thank you.
Pure dumb luck in my case. I mean,
Hmm.
there was someone who was sort of trying to do the bad influencer thing, but he overdosed on anchovies and he like died. But in his will, he bequeathed me his site, and he only had 3 followers. So you can see how I built this up exponentially.
Well, I
But
can
I
answer
can't
that
claim any credit
question.
for it. It's just, it's my brand. The people like it.
Yeah, you want to contribute something? Please go right ahead.
Yes, because I'm also kind of a big shot around here. I'm only 12 followers away from a double-digit follower count. So you should listen to me. I can give you anything you want. You want a scooter? You want it to go fast? You just gotta pitch it. You just gotta sell it.
And as for me, I've been serving the community of Winston-Salem for thousands of years at this point. I'd be happy to work out a hex for any of them or a success potion if necessary. I don't use those kind of performance enhancers in my personal business, but that's something I do offer for others.
It seems like you're all fairly service oriented, like really tuned into the needs of your customers. I think that's great. And we have a question actually. This is about potions, so I think we know who this is for. And the question is, what is the most bizarre ingredient you've ever used in one of your potions?
You wouldn't believe it these days. I mean, we witches make all kinds of potions throughout history. We have books and books of them, but I mean, the kids these days, they want things that they can play with. And so to me, the weirdest thing has just been straight water going into a potion. Never would have guessed it before 2022.
Interesting. I don't imagine either of you have dabbled with potions. Am I wrong about that?
Yes, you are.
I am. Please. Yeah, share.
I happen to work at the local brewery as a bartender for the Mystic. And that's because I'll do anything for the hustle. And something I like to put in my potion is a little bit of milk. Because you get 3 of those bad boys and they just won't stop destroying the toilets. And you know what you can do after that is you can sue them for all they've got for property destruction. It's a great way to get some money.
All right. I didn't.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say I hadn't considered that angle. That's a very entrepreneurial of you.
Yes.
I guess you could say in one case I did deal with potions. There was this guy who wanted some personal guidance, which I charged a special fee for, but he could afford it, so no big deal. But he was this big, huge, muscular type, and he said he wanted to be a nerd. So instead of recommending the usual steroids, the anabolic steroids, I told him to try catabolic steroids, and it worked. Inside of a year, he was a skinny pencil neck geek, and he loved it. And he even tipped me for my services, which was kind of nice. But that's the only time I've dealt with, exotic chemicals, stuff like that.
I see. Well, thank you. We have a kind of an interesting question, animal related. I know when we were doing our pre-screen, you all mentioned that you do like animals, but this person wants to know how they keep stray cats from peeking in their windows at night. Maybe you've experienced something similar that you could offer some insight.
Of course. You see, I used to be nothing but the email guy. I used to have cats looking into the window just trying to get the personal information. And you can't have that. So what did I do? You just close the blinds. You just close them. You close them, shut the window. And if that doesn't work, you say, "Hey, you cats." You get a megaphone, because I have one of those. "Hey, you cats, if you don't stop making all that noise, I'm gonna come down there and I'm gonna sue you for all you've got."
He's on to something over there. cats, he's correct, are spies. And it could be an indication that there is magical activity occurring inside of the residence that you're in. And so I would suggest hexes, or maybe even exorcisms, depending on what kind of thing is involved.
Well, I live on the 96th floor of my condo, so I don't have that problem. Can't relate. But should I have that problem, I would try first closing the blinds, and then I would try thinking up something that would be so repulsive to a cat, they would take one look, run away in terror, tell the rest of the cat community, and never bother me again. I don't know what that is off the top of my head, but I think I can find something.
Okay. And we have time for one more question. And the question we have, and I think you all probably have a lot of insight on this one, is what is the best way to handle complaints?
Ask them if they can't take a joke. I mean, you know, complaint.
Well, I deal with this type of thing often. And all the time, I'm on a guy, I'm trying to get him to get my stuff on the phone. I'm just trying to call him, and he says, "Come on, sir. This is the 53rd time this night you've called me just to sell a stupid rubber duck." And I say, "Go on, Johnny, don't you want the duck?" And he says, "No, you know what? I'm blocking your number. I'm never taking another call from this number again." And you know what I do when I get complaints like those? That's right, I sue them for all they've got.
You know, I like what he says too. Maybe we could partner with one another from time to time, because I also advocate for standing up for yourself. I offer plenty of different hexes or other options. If you want, you could also just scream into someone's face.
I like that.
I would gladly be your business partner, man, but if you double cross me, I won't take another second to get you down to the courtroom in front of a judge so I can sue you for all you've got.
Sue me? I could put a hex on you. I could send hex spells and death potions your way. I could make everyone who's ever loved you hate you. You think you're coming out at me with the legal system? I have the metaphysical system all against you. Give me a break, man.
I'm betting on the lady.
I'll see
Good
you
bet.
in the market.
All right. So partnerships breaking up before they really started. Any final parting words of wisdom for our audience today that you'd like to share with them?
You gotta go be a big shot, bucko.
Kind of along the same lines. Greed is good.
Warts never hurt anybody.
Sue them for all they've got.
Words to live by. I'd like to thank our panelists today, and we'll have you back real soon, I'm sure. Ladies and gentlemen, I have a treat for you. I didn't announce this on our show notice. It's just that freaking big. We actually have today here with us, zooming in, the poet laureate of Outer Slobovia is here with us tonight, and that is Hammerstein Rigamarole. And yes, the feed is working. Oh, it's so good to have you here. Of course, Ragerstein doesn't speak English, but I took a bit of Outer Slobovian in high school, and so I am going to translate his most recent work entitled Sea Glass.
Rot, Vek, Veneninging, Sana, Sen. 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 Sen.
It was a beautiful sunny day in outer Slobovia.
So, see, hey, rocketing sack, rough, right, king.
Are those pirates I see on the horizon?
Ring, sack, hacker, wahing, walk, heck.
I'm kidding myself. Pirates aren't real.
Ragazing to work. What again? Thing.
I looked down, feeling foolish at my thought that there were pirates on the horizon. It sparkles in front of me.
Rocked.
Seaweed.
Raging gang.
More seaweed.
Rocking in Harry sea.
Where the hell did all this seaweed come from?
Finger sing, finger, hang.
Did some bird pick it up out of the ocean and just keep dropping it in front of me?
I get to sing, sucking, rock the thing.
But I have lived long, and I know from my long life that under every mound of seaweed, one might find a hidden treasure.
Sucker, singing, sing, rock.
Sometimes that treasure is something dear that you hold to your heart, deep in your soul, a treasure you would never part with. And sometimes it's just seagull poop.
Rocked.
Lots of seagull poop.
Right, frack, sing, frack, everything, hard king.
But not this day.
Ring, sing, the refrigerator, a king or a hack. To rank, the rock.
I dug and I dug the seaweed, flinging it about. Carefully, I saw it glittering in the sand. I gently scraped the sand away. It was the most precious, delicate piece of sea glass.
The ring, kick out the cake.
I marvel at the beauty of the universe, of its ability to create all manner of things, random, things unexpected.
Take, winner for the thing. What take it, rock.
I contemplated the existence of God.
I think synchronicido.
And I'm an atheist.
I hate it.
Mostly.
Don't hate.
6 out of 7 days a week.
I
mean, most days it seems pretty far-fetched.
Bring.
But I looked to the sky with that precious piece of sea glass, and I contemplated the smallness of my existence. And I thought to myself,
Rack.
Crap. I stepped in seagull poop.
Ooba, 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 ooba.
I can so see why that won a Nobel Prize. I can so see it. Ah, I hope you appreciated this cultural moment as much as I did. It's one of the things I love about flops. It's the fact that we bridge cultural gaps. I'll never be the same. But we said the magic word in that scene, pigeon poop. Oh, not that pigeon poop, seagull poop, which means it's time to play Cabbage or Camel. Yes, it's time for Cabbage or Camel, that game where the flops tell me if a random object of my choosing is either cabbage or camel. Let me get the official backdrop for Cabbage or Camel if I have it. There it is.
Oh no, I logged into the ComedyFLOPs account, and that means that I don't have it. Oh well, imagine a camel.
Imagine
Oh, mine's probably backwards. Okay, flops. I have an interesting object tonight. I have tonight the tormentor of cats.
Oh,
Oh, an empty hand.
I don't know if you can see the red laser.
Yes.
There it is.
This is how John burned a hole in his camera.
And in my retina.
And
Yeah.
in his cat.
Yep, exactly. It's a very powerful laser for over the counter. It's true. So your test tonight is to tell us if this laser flashlight is cabbage or camel. I know you're thinking about it, and we're going to start tonight with Wormhammer. Wormhammer, cabbage or camel?
Definitely a camel.
Camel, okay.
Yes, you think of camel, you think of a powerful thing. That flashlight is powerful. Camels trekking through the desert, loads and loads on their backs.
I see.
Nothing is as powerful as that.
Okay. Okay. Convincing, powerful argument, Wormhammer. Let's see what some other flops think. How about Moonman? Moonman, what do you think? Cabbage or camel?
Well, it's got to be a cabbage because I have two of those. And while I have bought many cabbages, I have not bought any camels. So if I'm buying laser pointer flashlights, I'm buying cabbages, not camels.
Okay. It's sort of a practical argument there. Sure. Camp Lady, what do you think?
Definitely a camel. Everybody knows cabbages are a plant. Plants absorb light. Clearly, that is producing light that cannot be a cabbage. As a result, it has to be a camel.
Okay. Good scientific analysis. Yeah. Rigamarole, what do you think? Cabbage or camel?
This is a no-brainer. Everybody should be asking themselves right now, are camels born without humps? Are they? The answer is yes. They're born without humps. That thing has no humps. Cabbages aren't born without humps. Cabbages always are. They're pure hump. They're all hump. That makes that not a cabbage, but a camel.
Okay. All right. Goat Yogi, you've heard many of the different arguments. What do you think?
I'm gonna have to say camel as well, but for different reasons. I don't know how many of you have gone snout to snout with a camel, but you can't look them in the eye. They have a laser-like quality to their eyes. It might actually be a laser. I think that's how laser pointers were invented. I think they studied camels. So that's why you see people in movies, they're watching the camels. They're not looking at them in the eye because you'll fry your brain.
Interesting. I always thought it was the spitting, but I hadn't considered laser eyes. Good point. Joe Lobb, what do you think?
Well,
cabbage or camel?
It's fascinating how two people can start with this same premise and reach utterly different conclusions. I'm on board with Canned Lady about absorbing and sending out light. That thing sends out light. Camels absorb light. So that would make that an anti-camel, which would mean a cabbage. I think. That's as far as I've thought it out.
I was going to say, you seem skeptical of your own answer. Are you sure?
Well,
is that your final answer?
Yeah, final, but I wouldn't bet the rent on it.
Okay. Well, those are very, very convincing and compelling arguments. But now, Riga, you said it was a camel, right?
Yes. And I'm
Well-
also not willing to bet the rent on it because rent in this town is way too high.
Oh, I know. It's a crisis. This is, in fact, a Camel, but Riggy, I do want to point out there is a slight hump here. I mean, this is a small flashlight, so it's really like a baby flashlight. So there's a small hump to let you know that it is Camel-like in its appearance. So the correct answer tonight is this laser pointer mini flashlight is, in fact, a Camel. So good job to everyone who said that. You can't, Moonman, you can't buy Camels typically at the grocery, but you probably could buy this for your cat. So
Wegmans has got everything. What you talking about?
everything you could imagine. It's true. All right, so that makes it time for our next game. And our next game is what? Oh, it's Party Quirks, yay! And so this is a 4-person game, and the host of this party that we're about to have is Joe Lobb. Joe Lobb's going to be throwing a fantastic party, bless you, to whoever sneezed. And the guests for this party will be Goat Yoga, the Moonman, and me. And each of us is going to have something unusual about us. And I've asked for some suggestions. Let's see if we've gotten any. We haven't, but that's okay. So Joe Lobb, you need to go off sound for a moment.
Okay, give me a second here.
Yep. We can't hear you. Can you hear us? Yep, yeah, you got it.
I'll do this.
Okay, fair enough. Let me see some la 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 la's.
La 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 la.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay, you can mute yourself while you la la.
I can't hear you.
La 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 la
Problem.
All right, I'll mute him. Okay. So while Joe Lobb la la's, we need suggestions of stuff, and I see them coming into. Here they come. All right. So Moonman, you are going to be afraid of something, and the thing you're going to be afraid of is the abominable snowman. You're afraid of the abominable snowman. Goat Yoga. You are going to be turning into a sausage. And me, I'm just obsessed with chainmail. Right. And so that's what we're going to do. Joe Lobb has got to try and figure out what it is that we're dealing with, and if he names it, we'll give him a ding. And Riggy, I'm going to ask you to be our bell ringer, with realizing you don't have a bell, but just say ding, and that'll.
Oh, I do have a bell. It's just a matter of finding it.
Okay.
I found it already.
Okay. Matter of finding it. Oh, here it is. All right. So that's a game. We're gonna guess. Let's go off camera, and Joe Lobb will know it's time to start the game.
You're muted.
You can't hear you.
Let's try that again. I am so glad it's the equinox, night and day in equal balance. What a wonderful time. What a time that should be celebrated, and not just by Wiccans. Oh, I hope people come to this party. It's a little unusual. I've got half moon cookies that are half dark and half light. I've got half-baked ravioli. Some are chewy and crunchy, and some are kind of more crunchy than chewy. I've got half and half as far as milk goes, waiting for people to come. Oh, there's a knock at the door. How wonderful. Come on in.
Yeah. Are you alone in there?
No, because you're here. But other than that.
All right. Hi. Hey, how's it going?
It's going great. How about you?
Oh, it's great. Thanks for having this inside.
Oh, you like it inside? Yeah. It seems appropriate. It's dark now, and there's going to be more and more dark as the days go, and then there'll be more and more light.
Ding dong.
Oh, great. Another guest. Come on in.
Hi. Hello. Good to see you.
You too, Anne. I'm sorry, first guest, I didn't catch your name.
Oh yeah. I'm Red. I go by Red. As a more recent nickname, it's really chosen me, but it smells really, really delectable in here. You got something grilling?
Well, not now. It's off the grill, but I was grilling for hours before. Sorry, first guest. Let me introduce you to Red, whose name I just learned.
Oh, hi.
What's your name?
I'm Harry.
Harry. Nice meeting you.
Hey, Harry.
Yeah. So, have you ever been to an Equinox party before?
You know, I feel like I have in a past life, in some form, some way.
Wow.
May not have been as a guest, but yeah, I'm sorry, I'm just getting a little hot.
Oh.
Hot right now. I'm sorry.
Well,
No. How about you, Harry?
I'm all for these parties. Anything that keeps me away from the shortest day of the year, because we all know what that means.
Oh, phew. Let's not speak of it here. It might jinx this party, but I know what you mean. I feel the same way.
And I can't stand it when it snows.
Yeah. Oh, it's got someone else. Come on in. Door's open.
Ah, good solstice to you, good Sir Richard.
Well, I'm not a sir technically, but thank you. Good solstice back to you.
The delightful Lady Red. You're looking, rather brownish today, but it's so good to see you.
I've been feeling kind of warm, so and I'm getting this smell. Are you smelling that too? It just smells like a nice barbecue, and I can't quite tell
This
where
is
it's coming from.
delightful.
But yeah.
As long as it doesn't smell like wet dog, because that's when you know they're getting close.
You know, it feels similar. I feel
I'm
like
not
it
fond
could
of wet
go
dogs
either
myself.
way.
Why, that reminds me of a time we were out in the forest in Northumberland, and in the winter time,
Oh, no, not
and the wind was howling.
Oh,
that disguises them. Yeah, you can't be out in the winter during the wind.
yeah.
Yeah. I've just been feeling I don't know, does anyone else feel a little like a little like itchy or something, or like there's like I don't know, I just feel like things are
With that much hair, they're always itchy.
there's things
Yeah.
happening, and
Well, I didn't wear my wool undergarment under here, so I am not itching at all. It's just
Good for
the
you.
cold metal on me, and I am very proud of it indeed.
Harry, I think you'll be safe from wolves here. I don't think you have to be afraid of them.
I will slay any wolf!
There you go.
I don't mind the wolves. They're nice and short. You show me a 7 to 9 foot wolf, then I'll be terrified.
Oh,
yeah. I
I
don't
believe you're snowing us, sir.
abominably. You're.
Ah!
Oh.
You invited one of them, didn't you?
No, I didn't.
They're
I
supposed
swear.
to stay in the mountains till winter.
They must have seen the light and smelled the pizza and come on in. I'm so sorry.
God.
It won't happen again.
Get somewhere safe. I gotta get to my panic room.
Okay, you go. Thanks for dropping by. Would you like some pizza? Well, too late for pizza.
Did you say he's a nervous fellow?
He is.
But you're looking mighty shiny today, Sir Reginald. I'm glad you polished it up.
Well, what can I say? I mean, it's a party after all. It's a special occasion. And for my guests who are obsessed with the Middle Ages, they knew how to party.
Oh, the Middle Ages, they did party as well, but I really like it for the fashion, I think. And very smart.
Yes,
And
that
style.
cod does you proud.
What now? I'm sorry.
That cod piece does you proud.
Oh, you noticed my cod piece. Thank you very
It's
much.
hard to miss, sir.
Yes, well, it's only part of the whole thing, you know. I
Oh.
like that. Yours is so plated, you know, but I like to have a little more movement and jingle in mine, you know. But teach his own, Sir Reginald.
Well, Renaissance dance is certainly something that anybody could get obsessed with.
Oh, it's so true, so true.
Yeah. Red is.
I smelled
red.
barbecue.
Oh yes, pizza. With guaranteed no human flesh attached. I
Well,
promise.
that's excellent. What are the toppings?
Well, I've sort of done it buffet style. You can top things with anything you want. Right now, it's perfectly plain. But you could put on anchovies or garlic or for a Hawaiian pizza, pineapple.
Oh, sacrilege! Does the Pope know?
I take care to make sure my parties always fly under the Pope's radar.
Excellent. I'd say Lady Red isn't moving very much.
No, she's sort of turned into a red statue of something. It's very dog-like, but I can't quite be sure.
Looks a bit meaty to me. But, you know, my eyes aren't what they used to be.
Oh, well, yeah, it is meaty. I hope you weren't thinking of topping the pizza with red.
Well, not red per se, but red does remind me of a pizza topping, I must admit.
Well, yeah, me too. But it's not really a proper way to treat one's guest or one's fellow guests, as the case may be.
No, of course not. Well,
I mean,
come back to that later, but, also, do you have any polish?
do I have any polish? What kind
you
of
know-
polish might you be looking for?
Well, just shine up a little bit.
Oh, of course, that beautiful suit of armor that you're wearing.
Well, yeah, it certainly protects me, but as I said, I like something with a little more jingle to it.
Jingle to it. Chainmail would do that.
Yes, that's right. Indeed, in fact, I recommend you get some yourself.
Well, it doesn't do much for keeping out the cold, but thank you for the advice.
Yes, of course.
Okay.
But I am concerned about Lady Red.
Yes. Oh. She's still
She's
not
very-
moving very much.
No.
She wouldn't have turned into a garden gnome, would she?
No, I don't think so.
And that happened once,
But she does smell delicious.
doesn't she? Almost like sausage or pepperoni.
Yes, I agree. I mean, my God, man, do you have onions and peppers?
I do. Help yourself.
Outstanding. Huzzah!
Huzzah! And here's to the new solar winter, I guess it would be.
I'll go out and get some buns.
Sounds good. Thank you. And everybody's gone. All my parties go that way.
Joe Lobb, you did it. Nice job.
Thank you.
It was
Nice.
a double type of sausage.
Yeah. All right.
Sorry to the audience. I dropped the bell at one point.
I knew you dropped the bell. Riggy, drop the bell. Riggy, drop the bell. Everybody, Riggy, drop the
Drop the
bell. Riggy, drop the bell. Hey!
Drop the bell.
All right. Enough of that foolishness.
Wait for
All
the
right, we're gonna
drop.
Let's see it in slow motion. Hey, that's good that you're doing that, because the next game we're going to play is one that we haven't played, I think, since the very first year that Flops existed. And this game is called Rewind Fast Forward. And Wormhammer reminded us of it. It was so obscure, it didn't even make the Floppernomicon. So we had to dig it out of our memories. This is a two-person scene, and I'm going to pick one of your suggestions to inform the scene. And how it's going to work is they are going to do this ordinary scene, and I'm going to treat it like I'm watching a movie. And at some point, I might rewind, and we'll see the scene backwards. I might fast forward, and we'll skip. We may see it in slow motion. Who knows? It's going to be fun, but they need a suggestion. So your suggestion to build this scene is piano keys. Piano keys.
Want to hear a tune?
Yeah. Strike it up for us, Davey.
Okay, some jazz. How are you thinking?
Yeah, the customers love it when you play jazz, Davey.
All right, you want me to solo this, or you got any bass and drummers?
Well, the thing is, I'll have to wait tables in between, but before some customers kind of stream on in, I could join in on the bass.
Okay, let's do it. A 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh God, this song sucks. Fast forward.
Oh
Oh wait, that part's interesting. Freeze. I want to rewind and see how they did that. Rewind. Oh, interesting.
4, 3, 2, 1. Oh,
Stop. Okay, let me watch that forward again. Okay. Forward.
Yep.
Oh, if I do this slow motion, that bass player's making dumb faces. Freeze frame. I should call my brother to watch this. Okay, I'll show him later. Okay, forward.
Oh, customers, hold on. I'll be right back.
Go ahead. Oh, man, they really got a lot of service.
What can I get you? Yeah, okay. Hey, this guy's requesting a song. What's that? Do you know that one?
Oh, yeah, that one. Everyone knows that one. Gotcha.
Great.
Okay.
I'll be right back with your drinks.
Rewind.
Oh, that one. Everyone knows that one. Gotcha.
Yeah. You know that one? What's it? Oh, he wants you to play a song. What can I get you?
Man, they get a lot of service around here.
Hey, I gotta get some. I gotta get customers here. I gotta give some orders.
Double speed rewind.
How about we play a song?
Yeah, I can help you play a song.
You want some
Forward.
jazz? You want some jazz?
Yeah, I think everybody would really like that. Customers love it when you play jazz.
How about we play a song? I need a bassist.
Oh yeah, the customers aren't here yet. I can help you out while we're, before they get here. But I will have to wait the tables when they show up.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Double speed forward.
Oh, the customers here. Oh, hey,
Man, they get a lot of service around here.
Hey, they want to hear a specific song.
Oh, I know that song.
Oh, great. Yeah, what do you want to drink? Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. I spilled all over you. Your favorite drink. I'll get you another one.
Rewind.
Yep. Oh yeah, I know that
Favorite
song.
Drink all over you. I'll get you another one.
Forward.
Oh, I spilled your favorite drink all over you. I'll get you another one.
Oh wait, rewind.
Oh, I spilled your favorite drink on you. I'll get you another one.
Yeah, I know that song.
Hey, could you play a specific
This
song?
movie sucks. Stop. And that's rewind, fast forward. Good job, gentlemen. All right, let's get all the flops on the screen for our final game. And the final game tonight is called Good Advice, Bad Advice, Worst Advice. So we need from you things you'd like to ask questions about. I need to type it in the chat as well. And if we don't have a lot of questions, I'll let flops ask questions of each other. So for this game, let me make an order while we wait for some questions. And the order will be good yoga. There we go. All right, let's see if we have some questions coming in. Oh, here they come. Yep. All right, well, we'll deal with that first question. And so for anybody who hasn't seen this game, I realize I know it so well, I'm just going to do it and not tell you what it's about. This is a game where we're going to take your questions and we're each going to give you a piece of advice, 3 at a time. First flop is going to give you good advice. The next flop is going to give you less than good advice, in fact, bad advice. And the third flop is going to give you horrendous advice, the worst advice. And so that's how we play good advice, bad advice, worst advice. And so for this first question, I'm going to start with Goat Yoga. And Goat Yoga, the question is, how should this person invest money for their retirement? So a little bit financial advice, if you would, please.
Well, I think you got to find what's important to you and invest in that. So if you really enjoy technology, invest in a nice tech firm or a tech startup. That'd be my suggestion.
All right, thank you, Goat Yoga. Wormhammer, what advice might you have?
I'd probably go with NFTs are a big thing now. Maybe even buy some Bitcoin because I'll admit it's not the most reliable thing, but if you can get it, you're good.
You gotta invest in pennies, man. Cash it all into pennies, 1 cent pieces, carry it all in your house. And then that way you keep track of it way better.
Well, and pennies, there could be rare pennies too, right? So that's.
I mean, the sky's the limit, and every year they're just going to get more and more valuable because every year that passes, each year is a new one.
That is true. That is true. Okay, thank you. Hope that helps. We have a I'll call it a revenge question, and this one goes to. We'll start with Rigamarole on this one, and the person wants to know how they egg the house of the president of their homeowners association without arising suspicion.
In today's political discourse, we see people doing all sorts of just maddening things to each other, egging each other's houses and smearing stuff on walls of public buildings. I think we need to rise above that. I think we really do. But if you're planning on not rising above it, ski mask. Wear a ski mask and hunch over, and I don't know, you got a brother, wear your brother's jacket instead of your own. Problem solved.
Well, I think that's true. I think that's true to a point. But if you really want to not get caught or arise suspicion, you have to be stealth, right? And so this is your chance to really lean into sort of your 80s fantasy type movie like John Rambo. And so you get the grease paint, you do it at night, and you get camo, and you kind of slither around the side, and you hide in the bushes, and you make sure you have lots of eggs that you've pre-stashed in there, of course. And just when the moment feels right and it's darkest, let fly. Works best on a night without a full moon.
I liked where you were going with that, but it's a little mainstream.
Oh, thanks.
To get the real flavor of true revenge, you need to go to a subculture. And that subculture, even though they call them graphic novels, comic books. In the back, there are all sorts of ads for Dim Mak Touch of Death. Sign up for one of those, follow the instructions carefully, and on your ninja-clad errand to this person's house, make sure you're carrying a huge chunk of dry ice, which you throw into the bathtub and then leave, because the dry ice will sublimate, and when that person comes home, it'll be a room full of carbon dioxide, and it'll just take 3 or 4 breaths. That person is gone, and where's the evidence? Nowhere.
All right.
Comic books are your best guide.
Okay, interesting. That does seem like it would be potentially effective, unless you get caught, of course. So, all right. Quick question from our friend Karen. Karen wants to know, and this is going to be a question for the Moonman. What do you do when you can't find your wallet?
Yeah, that can be frustrating.
Oh, yeah.
I am one of many people who put my wallet in a safe spot and could not find it for a couple of hours. But you just have to be calm and be methodical. Start by looking where you usually put it. In the jacket you just wore. If you've gone somewhere, check the car. Maybe it fell out, went between the seats. And check all the logical spots, and then sometimes you just had to branch out from there.
Yeah, I agree. Starting with logical places makes good sense. Goat Yogi, you look like you maybe have a different idea though.
Yeah, logical places, those places that you mentioned don't seem logical to me at all. What in my experience when this happens, first thing I gotta do is go through my dog's poop. Um, Time and time again, she eats my wallet. She is a wiener dog. I don't know how she fits it in her little snout, but and she's got these tiny little pellets. But I still find shards of evidence. So I'd recommend going straight for the poop. It's always worked for me.
Seems to entertain you as well. So that's great.
It's disturbing, but it's effective.
Yeah. Wormhammer, look like you might have a whole different idea here.
Yeah. So if I'm gonna give you a solution that if you use this, you won't ever lose your wallet again, because I'm gonna tell you, you don't need to use your wallet at all. I want you to take everything in your wallet, cash, cards, gift cards you haven't used in about 5 years. Just take it all out, and I want you to spread it on the table. Take the empty wallet, chuck it in the trash. Then I want you to take all the stuff you just took out, go outside, dig about 20 holes that you would be comfortable, you could comfortably fit your hand in. And for every item you took out your wallet, you're going to put one in per hole. So you won't ever need your wallet again. Anytime you're going out, just, put a rock on top of it and check under the rock. There's a $20 bill. Take that out. I would recommend, people are going to catch on to this if you're not careful. You want to randomize each day. So wake up at about 5 before the sun starts to rise. Organize everything in a way it's never been organized before. Put the rocks back on and should be good.
Well, I think that's Wormhammer. I mean, there's certainly a lot of elegance in your solution. I'm just going to chime in on that one, Karen. I want to help here. I guess it's hard to lose your wallet. I'm going to just postulate it's not lost. That well, I hate to say it, there may be an issue in your household, and I would check in the sock drawer of let's say a child perhaps. Don't look under the bed. You don't want to know what they keep under the bed, but the sock drawer, well-known fact that wallets of parents sometimes migrate. We'll say migrate to those places. So I don't know if that helps, but good luck. Oh, we have a gardening question. Thank goodness the Canned Lady is here. The Canned Lady is an expert on gardening issues. And so the question is, how does land get rid of lawn grubs? I know a big problem in Los Angeles.
Yeah, lawn grubs, those will get you. You're gonna want to take your potted plants inside for a bit and spray down with rubbing alcohol. Every time you see one of those guys, you got to get them off of there, and they'll spread too. So you got to go for the eggs. And I'm so sorry you're dealing with that right now, but yeah, I think rubbing alcohol is your best bet.
Yeah. Rigamarole, what do you think?
Simple. I've got a new product on the market. In fact, I know everybody's been waiting for the next Rigivention. Here it is. They're tiny little creatures, about yay big, and they are each armed to the teeth with little guns and little grenades, and they're gonna storm your little garden and get rid of all of the bad things that you don't want around anymore. And the good news is that's gonna double as fertilizer, because the corpses of their many enemies will die and waste away on top of your plants. Couple of things. After you buy that, you will have to buy the rebellion suppression units, because they're going to take over. They're going to start little encampments. They're going to start harvesting your fruits and vegetables. They're going to start using your flowers to decorate their houses. And that's a feature. That's a feature, not a bug. So suppression, rebellion suppression units coming 2024 tentatively.
No. One, the product hasn't come to market yet, so it's clearly in the beta stages. And, the multiple lawsuits make me even question whether we'll actually come out of the beta stage. There is such an easier answer to this. So after you've put the rubbing alcohol on everything, and after you've tried the suppression unit and all the techno babble, it boils down to one simple thing: a flamethrower. Scorch earth policy. Light that mother up. If you've used the rubbing alcohol, that's going to be actually even better. It's going to be like, boom, scorched earth. Now, if you're not sure, if you think some of those little grubs got just below the surface and they're not quite feeling the heat, follow up that flamethrower with salt. Lots and lots of salt. It will suck the moisture out of those grubs and they'll just be desiccated carcasses. And in about 40 years, you will have a beautiful lawn. Promise.
Yeah.
Well, that's all very 20th century and
Oh, really?
We've moved to a
Go,
new
go,
era.
go. Sure, go ahead, go ahead.
Instead of a flamethrower, which was good for its day, I grant that. Two words: tactical nuke. You can get them in all sorts of sizes, from the 1 block size to the 1 gardening plot size. You can even get one for a planter. Make sure you're far away when you detonate it, but when you come back, your fruits and vegetables will just be glowing, and there won't be any organic life within feet. And
I saw that on Gilligan's Island.
Joe Lobb, I want to give you quite a bit of credit. That is what the Rebellion Suppression Unit is. And that's why 2024
say so.
is we're waiting for the.
Oh,
yeah.
Riggy,
So
I owe you an apology, Riggy. That's great. Okay, cool. All right.
Can I buy
Fair
some
enough.
shares in your invention?
2024. You can
Big
buy
year.
the initial infiltrators right now. They're on the market, but suppression in 2024. Don't worry, Dave. We'll get you some.
I mean, I still think this is all kind of small scale.
You do? Okay, Moon.
I mean, we can just fix it for everybody by terraforming. Let's just make this a new planet.
So you're thinking like Star Trek Wrath of Khan?
Sure. I mean,
Sure,
I-
if you're a dweeb.
You're a dweeb. I am a dweeb.
they just simply move the Earth's orbit
Okay.
much closer to the sun,
Mm.
give it a good searing, cook everything, clean it off,
I'll take care of the grubs.
push it back out, and then, seed it how we'd like.
Mm. Okay. Can't argue. The boy's got logic on his side. It's true. Well, good. I hope we've solved all the gardening problems tonight. I feel like that solution would work for just about any gardening problem, so that's good too. We should do a podcast, I think.
Yeah.
You're
Excellent.
listening to Comedy Flops Gardening Podcast.
Brought to you.
by sponsors like you and Loaves, who keeps paying us to stop doing this.
And Bob's pocket nuclear devices.
I don't want to say this on the air, but I'm the new intern here, and I actually buy all of my flowers fake from the store, and these guys are none the wiser.
Ooh. Fire that intern. All right. Sadly, that brings us to the end of our show. But had a lot of fun with you all tonight. Thanks for everybody who tuned in. Thanks for your great suggestions. If you haven't dropped a wee dram into the coffer, please do so. We would love to fill Loaves and Fish's cupboard or whatever they have with lots and lots of food so they can make great meals for people who really, really need them. We are in nice weather now, but we're going to start to get to that colder time, and I can only imagine the need will be even greater. So thanks in advance for your generosity. We'll be back next month, which on the third Friday. Friday is the day we're on today, third Friday of October, and we'll be supporting Running to Places Youth Theater. Okay, that's it. Thank you, everybody. Thank you to our cast. Great job. And we will see you soon.
Bye-bye.